Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, Kyoko.
Hi, Sarah. How do you think about our relationship with ancestor, consciously or energetically in this our lifetime here? So because sometimes when we have a constellation, sometimes people have never pay attention their ancestor, and they're a little bit less dimensional life and very less resources. But those people who often doesn't have a positive relationship with their parents as a representative of ancestor. I would like to ask your perspective about this.
When we are open to the truth of what is behind us, meaning our ancestry, including our parents, and we become aligned with the truth of our ancestors, that they existed, yeah, then we can receive the benefits from the mother line and the father line. And I see it like a battery, like we are the battery and we're getting the charge from the mother line, from the father line. And if we're disconnected in any way, and it could be through an attitude of my parents are narcissists or they're psychopaths, or they're crazy, whatever, or they rejected me, they're mean, so on and so on. We are not getting that life force, the voltage for the battery, like the charge, right? We're not getting it. And then we are functioning like on a low battery. Like it's a very simplistic way of explaining it. When someone is in denial of their parents or their ancestors, what I notice is that they may feel like they've been cheated in some way. Cheated because they didn't have the parents that they really wanted, or their parents didn't meet their expectation, or their grandparents didn't meet their expectation. I feel like that affects their entire life. In the constellation, when we face the ancestors and the parents and we say, thank you for my life, when we do a little bow, like that heals the ancestors too. That heals the parents. That heals the family system when it is sincere. When someone can say that in sincerity, you can do it in your imagination. You can call in your ancestors and your parents, whether they're alive or dead, and you can imagine facing them and see if you can say that. And if you can't, then let's do some work.
Would you describe about what is the differentiation between forgiveness and acceptance?
When there's this aspect of, you need to forgive your parents or forgive them, it's subtle, but it's kind of like, the big me forgives the little you. I have to be big to forgive you, so it puts us out of order in as far as like the parents need to be bigger than us because they came before us. And as far as like accepting what is true, that I come from them, a step further than that would be to take it. Not only accept it, but can you take it? Can you say yes to this behind you? It could be very difficult for some people who have, been adopted, or they have been they've had very abusive parents or grandparents, right? It can be challenging, but if they can get to that place of taking the gift, right? Accepting what is true and taking it, everything will change. Everything will change for that person, and in a good way. What happens in a constellation, if there is an abusive ancestor or parent, we can see why they're like that. It's possible they were abused or they went through some very hard times, you know. And what that offers is a space for compassion. Yeah, and that changes the energy. I did a constellation a long time ago, and it was around someone's grandfather who had committed suicide, and they were ashamed that he did that. But the grandfather had been through the war and was a prisoner of war and survived, like, you know, when everybody else died, he survived, yet he couldn't adjust, right? He couldn't adjust when he came back, and he decided to end his life. When the granddaughter realized the extent of his trauma and what he had gone through, I mean, there were other things too, I think, I remember. There was compassion for him. So instead of shame, there was now compassion.
So I think this is a great example. I often see the constellation work really affects to the whole family system, and sometimes it's really rapidly, and sometimes it's very gradually. But the
Yes.
most important thing is that the person who are taking that constellation themselves has to have the awareness and also some action from it. So I think I just talked about the different contents right now. So the how it heal and how the healing effect for their own life. So, uh, so would you do you have any good example how your clients changed after cancellation?
What I noticed is that the anger is gone, and the resentment, you know, like I said earlier, that, you know, that sense of I got cheated, I didn't get what I really wanted, you know, I didn't get the parents that I really would have liked. That changes, and the person becomes more humble. Do you know that word? Humble.
Humble.
Yeah. And they soften. Yeah. And then the people that they are not talking to, sometimes that person connects to them in some way. It's not like they have to do anything. They change their perception of their relationship, and then everything adjusts around that. Do you understand?
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it was very good answer. And right now, do you want to have anything to talk about? Otherwise, I'm going to ask if they have any question, the people.
Yeah. Let's see if anyone has any questions.
They seems like they are thinking because they are taking the constellation very well. So they are having a really thick experience already.
I have something to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
There is that aspect that it's not just the person who's having the constellation getting the benefit from it. It's all of their relations, the ancestors and the descendants, you know, if they have children or if they have children later. And then the other people that witness that constellation also benefit and may resonate with what happened in some way, especially if they were in it, you know, in a role. And so it has this multidimensional way of touching a lot of people, which I really love that about it. Yeah.
Kohei君どうぞ。He has something. So he understand that working with ancestor is very reorganized and aligned with the but like a lineage, like back to the front line, reorganized. But now Kohei has some issue with his brothers, and he thought that the brother is on the like a horizontal line that he's thinking. So how can he get a good effect with his issue with brother with this constellation?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Is this your older brother you're talking about, or younger brother?
I know the older brother. He is the youngest one. Yeah.
Okay, so there's the order where, you know, your older brother came before you, and then you the younger brother.
He has 3 and he is youngest. He has 2 older brothers.
Okay.
Yeah.
He had 2 brothers. 2 elder brothers.
Great. Yeah, I mean, we in a constellation, you can see how the brothers interface with each other to see who can look in the eyes, who is not looking, where is that person looking, is someone missing? I mean, all these things can be revealed. And is this a reoccurring pattern where there's sibling rivalry or fighting within the siblings? Did that happen on the father's side? Did that happen on the mother's side? And, you know, are there secrets in the family that have not been revealed that could be the reason why? You know, and sometimes, you know, where it's better that we don't know the secrets, but sometimes it's better that we do know them. And you can feel it in the constellation. When you need to leave something alone, you can feel it. But when you feel like this needs to be identified, you know, then it comes out easily, like the information comes through. You know, like with the horse might just come in, like the big black horse is the elephant in the room, or the secret, the dark secret that's been hidden from everybody. I just did a constellation where one brother knew that the other brother had a different father, and he didn't tell the brother, but everybody knew except for the brother who had a different father. That's a huge betrayal. I'm not saying it's like that in your family, but you know, who knows? But those kinds of secrets cause a lot of problems in the family.
He was very surprised. He's already processed a lot when you just giving an example.
Well, thank you for the question, Kohei. It's really great to see you. You look great.
So thank you so much for joining, and thank you so much for giving us a talk, a very important talk. We are very lucky. So let's continue 2 weeks later then.
Yeah.
Was it our plan?
Yeah, whatever you want to do, I'm down.
Wish you have a great evening.
Thank you. I just want to say thank you to everybody for being on the call, and it's really great to see everyone. And you guys have a great day too.